Greetings and welcome, and I am back at it again with another video. And this time I'm going to be talking about Microsoft. And this is going to be a monumental task because since I've been away, there's been so much noise, so much controversy surrounding Microsoft. I'm going to try my best to cover as many of these topics as I can in this video. But if this just so happens to be your first time here checking out one of my videos, welcome to the channel. Hopefully by the end, if you choose to stick around, because this video is going to be a little bit long, I may have earned your subscription and maybe even convert a few of you to be part of my paid channel memberships. Who knows? So I think the main topic that I was hearing for a while, and I still do hear, is the layoffs of Microsoft. I think that the number right now is upwards of 9,100 plus people that's been laid off from their job. And of course, that doesn't make me feel happy. We all are trying to make our ends meet. We all want to make a way for ourselves. So one of the main criticisms I've heard is that Microsoft went on record and essentially said that they've had one of their most profitable years or periods, financial periods, and then all of a sudden they end up eliminating 9,000 people. So 100% what I can tell you, and this is without a doubt in my mind, is these layoffs are due to Microsoft's change in company strategy. Microsoft, by their own admission, has decided to go and prioritize AI in their cloud infrastructure. This is something that they have been talking about for a while. I remember when I first started to read about this several months ago. And if you look at if you look at the changes of not only the gaming industry but just everything else in between, when it comes to subscription services, the slow removal of physical media, where most of the things we buy is digital. So I've already seen that this is the future we're going toward. So when I heard of the layoffs of Microsoft, I wasn't too surprised because I had that knowledge that Microsoft wanted to prioritize AI in the cloud. So to people who are not up on this sort of news, they're thinking, how can Microsoft say we're making all this money and we've had all this success, but they're getting rid of over 9,000 people? So you ever heard of this expression, two things can be right at the same time? So while it is true that Microsoft has had one of its most profitable times in recent memory, but you have to understand something. In order for a significant company like Microsoft to fully integrate, or should I not fully, not 100%, but to prioritize AI and cloud, that's going to cost them upwards of like $70 million. No, $70 billion probably. I think it's in the billions. So that money has to come from somewhere. So if you look at the premise of AI, in my opinion, and you may not agree with this, but AI is pretty much designed to replace you and me. That's really what it is. Because if you think about it, the people that make these companies go, the millionaires, the billionaires, they're always looking for ways to save a dollar. And if I can get some sort of a script, a machine, some sort of a gimmick to do your job for you, you don't think I'm probably not going to consider that and save myself tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars? And that's what these companies are doing. And it's not just Microsoft doing this. It's just that in the gaming space, Microsoft is one of the top dogs. So again, this is of no surprise to me, and I do not condone widespread use of AI in this way, because I only see it leading to ruination. I think people are interested in the short term. Ooh, this is cool. I can do this. I can do this. I can have AI just make my thumbnail. I can make AI do my whole YouTube video. I've seen that. But there's something that's going to be lost. There's a bit of a soul that's lost. Like, for instance, I've actually heard that the upcoming, I mean, we haven't even had GTA 6, but Rockstar is actually going on record and said that Grand Theft Auto 7 is going to be made largely using AI. So this is the direction that we're going toward. So while, I don't condone Microsoft as a company doing this, but it is what it is. It's like trying to stand against the ocean. It's just what's happening. It is the future. And I have said many times that Microsoft has basically stood at the forefront when it comes to innovating and trailblazing the gaming industry for good and bad. If you look at that situation with the Xbox One, where the meme was TV, TV, TV. If you know about it, if you know, you know. And of course that failed. But why did it fail? Maybe it was ahead of its time. I like to think that sometimes things could be so far ahead of their time, the consumers cannot wrap their head around the vision of the company. Sometimes it's too good to be true. It's too out there. It's like, what are you doing? Come back. And this is where, the PlayStation 4 at the time, during the Xbox One era, they focused more so on games. And, that was one of the guiding lights of Sony at that time to really overtake the Xbox One. I mean, there were other things, and I know I'm going all around in this video, but I have to, because this is a situation that it is very hard to just talk about one particular thing, because there's so many different moving parts here. You have to also understand that the reason why Microsoft has decided to go into this whole AI and cloud is because of what happened to them in the 7th generation regarding the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3. Because if that situation did not happen, I'm willing to wager that Microsoft would not be as gung-ho about these emerging technologies as they currently are. Because you have to understand something. Back then, Microsoft were trying desperately to crack into the Asian territories. I've spoken about this several times in my past videos. And for everything that Microsoft did, it just failed. So now when they brought on Phil Spencer, things shifted. We got Game Pass, subscription services, and all sorts of things. And now we're looking ahead to the horizon of AI and cloud tech. So it does suck that these people lost their jobs, but I'm willing to say that the vast majority of them were not working in those AI departments. Because when you have a company that's $1 trillion company like Microsoft is, and you report some of your best financials, and then you're like, you know what, we're going to let go 9,000 people. Yeah, that's going to be a public relations nightmare. But the fact that Microsoft is staying true to their own vision, whether we agree or not, they see something and they're going for it. It definitely speaks to how confident they are in this move. And I'm willing to wager that a lot of these workers that were laid off, they're going to bounce back. I'm pretty sure they were hired at Microsoft for a reason, because they're talented. So many of them are probably going to get picked up by other studios, maybe Nintendo, maybe Sony. So I don't believe it's all doom and gloom for all of them. I mean, of course, it sucks, getting laid off, but I have the confidence that many of them will bounce back. So I understand that I've gone around the mountain here. Like I said, I apologize, but it's like, I guess the simplest way to just break this whole thing down, which I clearly failed, is that this is the result of Microsoft prioritizing AI and cloud. And in order to do that, you need to free up financial resources. And the best way to do that, in a very quick way, is to cut your manpower, is to cut the divisions that have little to nothing to do with the current company strategy that you're laying out. And so that's my take, and how long I've been speaking and yapping, almost 11 minutes. I think I did a pretty decent job. I could have probably did this in 2 minutes, but I like to yap, and hopefully you guys appreciate that. I don't know if I should really cover the whole story on Game Pass being profitable or not, because that's probably going to be another 15 minutes. Maybe I should just make that into its own separate video. But for now, I think that's what I will do. But so again, to reiterate, all of these layoffs from Microsoft are due solely because Microsoft are changing company strategies. That is what's been going on. And also to address this one thing about Phil Spencer. To the people that are calling for Phil Spencer's job to be taken, many of you, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but many of you don't have a clue. Phil Spencer has nothing to do with the layoffs on the company level. As high up as Phil Spencer is on the Microsoft totem pole, he represents Xbox. Xbox is just a division within Microsoft. So the company-wide decisions comes from Satya Nadella, who is the CEO, and his particular team of individuals he has counseling him. So Phil Spencer within the Xbox division, while he has some power and influence, he still has to operate within the parameters set forth by the parent company, Microsoft. So this is why when people are criticizing Phil Spencer, you're putting the blame at the feet of the wrong person. So I want that to also be clear. Now, the other topics that I am going to speak on in the future, in the very near future, regarding the profitability of Game Pass, regarding the cancellation of certain games like Perfect Dark and the Everwild game from Rare. So I think I'm going to make a separate video for those, and hopefully you guys will show up for this video. You'll give me some comments, some likes, subscribe, hopefully help me out. And also let me know what you think of the microphone. This is the the Fifine K688 microphone. I will have an affiliate link for this microphone because even after the Amazon Prime sale ends, this microphone is still going to be very, very affordable. And let me know what you think of the audio because I have made some changes. I added some filters. If you're unaware what I'm talking about, I did make a video recently talking about the microphone and I had yet to add any filters. Now I have. So let me know what you think of the microphone. And so I think that's about it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. And with that, I guess what I'll say, I'm not a fan of AI. It has its uses, but in the grander scheme of things, AI on the extreme level is just meant to replace you and me. Anyway, peace.